New Chevelle parts have arrived. What do we got? All right, today's a big day here in the shop because we're going to be adding air conditioning to the 64 Chevelle. And a lot of people say, what are you doing, man? It's a convertible. Yeah, well, it's hot in Southern California, and it's nice to have the top down sometimes, but other times, man, you just need AC. Anyway, we're going to get into it. We got us a belt. And we got us an air conditioning pump. Alright, so what we got is an air conditioning compressor here. And all the bracketry is made by a company called LSS. And I have all their other bracketry on the car. So all the brackets that hold up the alternator and power steering pump are all of the same brand. And that's going to allow me to put the air conditioning pump right there. So I've got the belt off already, and we're going to be taking the tensioner off right here because the AC unit and all the bracketry goes right here. According to LSS or LS Simple, the company I purchased this from, you're supposed to put this on before the water pump. But as you can see, the water pump's already on. So we're going to see how much of a hassle that's going to be. And also I've got these lines here that go down to my catch canister down there. So gonna have to pull that stuff out of the way and see if we can get to these 4 bolts in the head are the main connection points. So let's get this tensioner off. Okay, so we got some stuff moved out of the way. The hoses are out of the way, and the fly-by-wire connector. What we're going to do now is we're going to start taking these plastic nuts off one at a time. They hold everything together, and put on one at a time. I believe we're going to do this bottom one first, and then take them all off one at a time. We'll get this one put in first, and then we can pivot it up into place. So let's try that. Alright, so I can definitely see why they recommend taking out the water pump and installing this first, because way down there, that screw, although it's going to go in, you can see it, there's not much space. And turn the light on, there's another one down there. Those will be fun to get to, but yeah, there you go. Air conditioning on the LSX 454. Let's get these screws in. Threading in. Gotta get that blue tape off of there. This one a little more challenging. No real place to get down there. Alright. That one definitely more challenging. Figure that out. Alright, seems like I can reach it from down below. That's not too bad. Yeah, nice. So I had run into a little clearance issue with the tensioner. I was hitting some mounting bolts on the front of the water pump that I'm not using. So I cut them off. They're gone. That should do it. We did have to make a few adjustments. I did have to trim the front of the water pump, and I did go with a different size belt, a little bit larger. The belt I ended up using is right here, a Duralast 945 K6, and the one that came with the kit was also a Duralast. Let me see if I can find the number here. It is 6PK2360. So that is the belt that I came with the kit. Now, I did speak with Murphy over at LS Simple, and there is a different water pump that you can use that would not have this issue at all. I just didn't feel like changing the water pump. It wouldn't have been an issue, but this is absolutely an option, and the only change was just a slightly longer belt. So there you go. Air conditioner compressor installed. I have not ordered the rest of the parts. I'll be doing that today, and we'll get the front condenser and the accumulator and all the under dash parts, and we're going to start doing that. Now, one of the issues I'm going to be getting into is the damn transmission cooler is going to have to move, because that's where the air conditioner cooler goes. So haven't figured that out yet. I'm going to have to find a place to put that underneath the car or on the frame rail or something. I'm going to have to figure something out. But we're going to get that worked out. And right now, we got the first step towards air conditioning in the Chevelle. Okay, one of the next steps that I have to do for this air conditioning install is to cut holes in the dashboard to accept the factory air bezels. Now, I was graciously allowed to borrow these templates right here. Now, these were actual 64 sheet metal from a dashboard that somebody has cut out of the corner of the dashboard. I'll show you where these are going to go, to use as templates. Now, these go into the corner of the car underneath the dash. These go right here in the corner. These go right here into the corner. I'm not going to press it against there because I want to cover that in blue masking tape. But these are going to go right here, and then I'm going to make a pattern, and it's going to allow me to cut this hole out right here. Kind of sketchy, to be completely honest with you, cutting into a painted dash. But it's been done. I'm going to put a link in the description for a really, really good detailed video on how to cut these out and the tools to use and the exact process. He did not have these templates. He managed to do it differently with a template he did find, and that he was able to print and transfer that to the dashboard. But I have this piece, and this is what we're going to use. And we're going to start by taping this whole area off and making a space for us to cut these holes out. So these are the factory bezels. You can buy these. I got these at Auto Obsession. And then I also got these balls. Now this ball here, this is the air deflector, so you can aim the air that comes out. These are out of I think a 60-something, early 60s GTO. The Chevelles had a horizontal 2-bar, and those are no longer made. I haven't been able to find those anywhere. But to be honest with you, I think these look a little nicer, and they fit in there perfectly. Now, I 3D printed this rear section, the black part. That part is not available.
I made that myself. I don't know if I'm going to use that. I don't think I'm going to use that door. I think I'm just going to pull that door out and the linkage. I don't know if it's ever going to be necessary, and it doesn't work all that good. There's supposed to be a little ball or a little knob that comes through here with a piece of linkage that connects that. I haven't really gotten it to work very well, but we'll see. I'm not sure if I'm going to use that. I might have to 3D print a knob and then make a connecting rod, but we'll see.
Okay, really quick, Chris here from the future. I decided that I was going to make these available for purchase. So this part here goes on front bezel. So you have to purchase this, and you have to purchase the ball, okay, separately. But I'm going to make this available to purchase. I'm going to put a link in the description down below. There's a company I use called Shapeways. They're a professional 3D printing company, and they will 3D print this and ship it straight to you. So there's a link in the description below. You can buy this now. Now with the other one, this one has a door in it, okay? Now this, you don't need to use this. I have not actually been able to get this linkage to work. I might fiddle with it more. You would have to make the hinge. You would have to make this linkage and the other bar linkage. If you felt like making it, you're welcome to do it. I might mess with this some more, but it seems kind of unnecessary unless you plan to, close off the vents at either side of the car. You don't need it. Those parts are also available. Links in the description below. Let's get back to the video.
That just fits right through here and then fits into that. Do this with one hand here. Fits into that section. It goes into the corner of the car. Now the white part will be painted blue to match the rest of the car. That's supposed to be body color. And then, yeah, we'll have factory location air vents in a non-factory air-conditioned car. So that's the goal, and we're going to work on that right now. Pretty good coverage. I got 2 layers on. Now let's put on the template and see if we can trace that pattern in. Fitted. That should give us a nice design. Let's transfer that over. And just like that, we've got our design that needs to be cut out. So let's go do the other side. Okay, there we go. Now we've got both sides.
Okay, the next step into getting this air conditioning in this Chevelle is we got to cut the holes in the dash. So I got this little saw. It's an Ingersoll Rand. We'll see how this does. I got to put this air fitting on the back. This is pneumatic, and we're going to use it. We're going to try and put some rubber also around these end pieces here to help protect But let's get this thing installed. So we're going to put a little Teflon tape on there. Nice. All right, so we got the compressor set to 90 pounds. That's what we need to run the saw. And it's pumped up to 100. We'll see if this thing can keep up. It's a pretty small compressor, but let's give it a try. There's my little test piece. Here we go. It works. Eats up the saw a little, but we're gonna have to do it in small cuts because that compressor is not very strong. All right, on to the next part. I want to take a second to say thank you to all the subscribers who follow along with this crazy journey. I know my channel is always up and down. It's been motorcycles, it's been cars, it's been travel, it's been castles, it's been everything under the sun, but basically it's just my life. And these are the things that I'm into right this moment. And these are the things that take up my day. Now, with that said, there's kind of a misunderstanding about making money on YouTube and how much money is generated. This is a small channel, so not that much money is generated by this channel. If you like and subscribe and you hit the like button and all that stuff, it definitely helps out. I only have 27,000 subscribers, so if you share this with your buddies or whatnot, that really helps out. But there isn't all that much money that's generated. But when there is, when you do things like buy t-shirts, this brand new one, I always try and reinvest it into the channel, and not just in like buying parts for the cars. I mean buying stuff that improves the channel, and I wanted to show you what we got here. And this was purchased off of revenue that I've been saving up that's been earned with the channel. So this is going to help the channel a bunch. I know that I've had some videos that in the past recently that could have used this, and this is the reason I purchased this. So let's get this box opened up. So this here is a DJI microphone setup, and this has allowed me to get much better audio quality. I got plans to be interviewing people about their hot rods, and when I'm driving in my own car, it's hard to get audio because this thing's so damn loud. But this is going to help me get much better audio for you guys. Believe it or not, capturing audio seems to be the hardest part of all of this. Video, man, you can mount cameras anywhere. But if you can't get the conversation, man, it doesn't matter. So I made the investment. I got this. This has got two microphones and a center connection piece. You know, you can look this thing up. It's just called the DJI mic. And these things get mega reviews. The sound quality is really good. And this is going to improve this channel for you guys, I hope. Anyway, let's get back to work on these cars. Let's try a cut right here in the middle. All right. We need a new drill. Now, I was told by David, the guy I got the templates for, that I want to start with a 3/8. So we're going to start with a smaller drill and go up to a 3/8. So we're going to put one here. Just put a little nipple in this thing. on down here. Okay. So now we're going to go zipping along with our saw. Let's see how good our air compressor is. My air compressor is kind of small. I'll show you what I got. I'm not sure that's going to be enough air compressor, but we're going to find out. Let's give it a test. Oh yeah. Easy peasy. Super easy. Oh yeah. Definitely need a bigger compressor though. Okay, there we go. There's the driver's side all cut out. And we're gonna have to do some filing to get this to fit in there. It's pretty close. It's pretty close. But we're gonna have to do some filing. Bend that tab back a little bit. And then that's gonna go in there. Then we'll have to trim this out. You can see there's just a little line. There's a hole that's gotta be drilled for that. And then just a little cut across. So we'll just have to put a little cut right there, and then we'll drill a hole, and then these two holes, and that'll be in. So we're gonna go get a file or maybe a finger sander, and then we'll get that done. Pick me up a little finger sander here, see if we can get in and finalize the size of the openings on these door or on these AC vents. And we're just gotta gently go out towards the line. Little areas, mostly down here on the bottom, I think. Maybe around here. and we'll get these adjusted. Definitely getting there. Gotta make some adjustments, but it's sliding in. So I think we're over to this area here. So we got to make a cut and drill that hole. I think this thing is fitting in there real nice. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and drill that hole and make that cut. Pretty good fit. I'm very pleased with that. Yeah. That's good. Awesome. One down, one to go. Factory location air conditioning vents are cut in. That really wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be completely honest with you. Having the template made all the difference. I mean, that was just huge. But, you know, cutting them out, having that little Ingersoll Rand saw made all the difference, because that thing went through it like butter. If I'd had a bigger compressor, it would have gone even faster. Having the little finger sander allowed me to sand it all out. Just do it a little bit at a time. They fit in there perfectly tight and snug, exactly where they're supposed to be. And now we can get on to the next stage, painting these and getting the ducting behind it installed. And then we're under the hood and under the dash and get the last bits of the air conditioning installed. But I'm really happy with that. Factory style air conditioning in a convertible. Okay, got the screws in. Got some nice screws at the hardware store. Stainless steel. Bitchin', man. Just gotta drill out the other one, then we're on to painting. Let's get that side done. Okay, screws are in. My advice if you're doing this is get this thing completely seated the way you want it, and then drill this hole, and then put the screws in, then do the top. I think I got a better seal on this side than the other side. It's pretty good on both sides, but this side I think a little bit better. And that's because I'd done the top first on the other one, and then these two bottom ones. But I think doing the bottom ones first and then the top one last is the better way of doing it. Anyway, now let's take them out and get them painted.
Next time on Open Rotor Garage.
Wow, that came out amazing.